Hey, welcome back everyone. Don here. So I did something dumb a couple of months ago, and I've been living with this since then. I had a shovel leaning up against the track on my garage door on the side of my garage where the lift is. And of course I hit the button and it came down and hit the handle on the shovel. And the safety mechanism stopped it and it went back up, but not before the link between the door and the opener bent. So I'm going to fix that today. I was also farting around here working on some other stuff. My heat shield over the muffler on the Jeep was rattling something fierce, so I had to take it out of there. I'm going to have to bolt it back on there somehow, but of course the metal around the holes that it bolts to kind of got kind of rotted out, so I've got to replace I don't know, I got to find a solution. I probably will just use some washers or something. I don't know. I got to get it dealt with, but I'm not too worried about it in the winter. Maybe this spring I'll put it on the lift and fix it properly. But when I redid my garage, going back maybe 8-10 years now, I had to rethink the springs on the door, because the door opens on a 90. With the lift up, it wasn't going to work because I wouldn't be able to leave the lift in the up position and still have use of the door. So here's how it was originally with the 90-degree bend. Both doors were like that. But again, I couldn't use that on the right-hand side here because of the lift being here. So I ended up cutting this track. I ended up cutting the track here on this turn, and just cut enough of it so I could change the angle that the door runs so it follows the contour of the roof. That got the door out of the way of the lift, but it left me with the problem of the springs. I couldn't use the springs. Now the door weighs about 175 pounds, and I called the garage guy thinking they could set up some sort of torsion spring, but the price they quoted me was astronomical. I think he wanted to replace both of my doors too, and I wasn't going to do that. Now I don't know, maybe there's some legitimate reasons for that, right? Maybe the door that I have won't work with torsion springs. I don't know. I just kind of took what he had recommended at face value, and we went our separate ways, and I decided to find another solution. And my solution was to put counterweights. And so I've got the cables, these cables, you can see this cable here. This is the same cable that is hooked to or would be hooked to the springs, much like this door is. And I just put some pulleys, lag bolted some angle iron into the framing of the building, into the, and ran the cables over and out and connected them to a couple of 55-pound dumbbells. I've got one on each side. Originally I wanted to have 60-pound dumbbells or 60-pound counterweights, and I couldn't find any. In fact, I couldn't find any counterweights. I'd called steel places, and I don't know, I kind of struggled a little bit, but I was also a little bit pressed for time because the door wasn't being able to be used during that time. So I had to get counterweights on. So I ended up with a couple of 55-pound dumbbells and drilled holes in the tops and tapped the holes and just screwed an eyelet into the top of the dumbbell. And yeah, it worked. It's been working for about 10 years now. So I've been using the door by hand. It's basically disconnected from the opener. I'm going to straighten the piece of steel. Here's the steel that links the door itself to the opener, and it put a pretty good bend in it. And I think part of that is because these doors are so darn heavy. I think this door is 175 pounds all by itself, which means that without counterweights, there's no chance that in emergency that I could even lift this door to get out. Because I've changed the angle of the tracks, it's not on a 90 anymore, so the 90 isn't going to hold the weight of the door when it goes up. It kind of follows the contour of the roof, and Therefore, the whole weight of the door needs to be supported the whole way up and down, unlike the other door where it makes the turn and the tracks kind of hold it up into place. So I'm going to straighten this out. I don't know if I should probably replace it. I don't know if this is going to get springy, or I don't know. I'm going to see if I can straighten it out and kind of put it all back together. That'll get me through for a while. I'll probably end up having to replace this piece of steel. That's probably the easiest thing. I don't want it to get springy on me either, so I'll have to do some fixing to this to get it so it's not all twisted. But again, the counterweights that I used are 55-pound dumbbells, and I wanted to go a little heavier than that because the door weighs so much. I can still lift it alone, and it's the same all the way up. I know my first ever YouTube video was about putting these pieces of Schedule 40 around the dumbbells that are riding up and down inside here. I'll put a link to that video in the description. In that first video, I put this Schedule 40 PVC to encase the dumbbells, in case one of the cables ever broke. You know, I didn't want one of the weights to hit the floor and go shooting across the garage, bang into the car or something. So I also have rubber pads in the bottoms of these to help when the weight comes down, it's not smacking the concrete. So yeah, let me see if I can get this straightened out and see if I can't get it back connected. I probably should be doing this without the cars being in the way, but I think it'll be all right. Kind of weird that a couple of these are 9/16 and a couple of them are 1/2 inch, but I guess I probably used what I had when I put this together. Well, even that's got a little bit of a hook to it, a little bend in. May have to heat this up to get it to straighten out. I don't know, let's see what I can come up with. So I got myself a new piece of steel. This one's pretty tweaked, so no big deal, 10 bucks. I'm just gonna match up the holes as close as I can get them. Something like that. All right. So that's a little bent too. So a couple of love taps on a flat stone, straighten that out. Put this all back together. All right, let's put this back together somehow. I think we're gonna go like this.
then this piece was bent a little bit. It still is a little, but not a big deal. I just took it outside and put it on a flat rock and gave it a couple of love taps. Those are gonna go like that. I'm not sure if I have that facing the right way or not. Let's see. I got this one backwards. Let's flip this around. And I don't know why I've got a 1/2 inch and a 9/16 bolt on here, but I suppose it doesn't matter much. It's probably what I had when I originally put this all together. Well, all right. Now I just got to put it on. And I don't know if you noticed, but I took the knob off of this. And the reason for that is if you leave your knobs on, somebody could, and it's not likely, but somebody could take a piece of something, slide it between the building and the garage door, hook it onto this, grab the knob, and pull this to release it and get into your garage without having to activate the opener. So let's see if I can get this back in place without banging into the cars. Hopefully I don't regret waiting until I've moved them. That goes in there. And this goes down here. I think it was in this top spot. Clip or pin. Boy, that should be it. Only one way to find out. Can't forget to unlock it first. So that's another thing on my to-do list that's knocked off. Thanks for checking it out, and hope you have a great day, and we'll see you next time.